question 7. So here, this is one of those where your answers will vary. So you very well could get something different than what I've got right here. Will vary. And so I'll just give you a few possible answers, but these aren't all of them. So here you're given the ratio of milk tea to brown sugar pearls, okay, in a bubble tea is 8 ounces to 24 pearls. And you're supposed to write in that first box 4 equivalent ratios. So the original ratio is 8 to 24. And so if I wanted to do equivalent ratios, well, you could just take each of these numbers and multiply them by 2. You know, that would give you 16 to 48. I could multiply it by 2 again, which would have given me, actually I'll take the original 1 times 3, and that would have given me 24 and that's 3 times 24, 72. And I could, I could just take this original problem and multiply it, by 2s or 3s. 10s is an easy one. It could be 80. That would be 80 to 240. That would be another times 10 ratio. Multiplying it by, you could make it smaller too. Like say I go and I divide it by 8 because 8 goes into both of those, and that would give me 1, 2, 3. All of those are equivalent ratios, but really there is an infinite number more. Kind of like non-equivalent ratios. There's even more of those. If you can have more infinity. So 8 to 24. So non-equivalent could be, let's say I added 1 to each of them. 9 and 25. If you add, a number to each ratio, that actually changes the ratio, unlike when we do multiplying and dividing. Same thing, I'd say I'd subtracted 1 from each, and I'd gotten 7 to 23. These are not equivalent, okay? And then, you could just randomly make up some. Like, you could just change 1. I could do 8 and 25. Or I could keep the 24 the same. Instead of using 8 at the beginning, I could use, 1,000. There's a whole lot that you could come up with for non-equivalent ratios. So the last part, what do you predict the equivalent ratio for small bubble teas would be? So this is for a large bubble tea. It's essentially, when you're comparing the ounces to the pearls. And so that was what, 8 to 24. Now, we don't know how big a small bubble tea is. Let's say it's half. Okay, well, if I was to use a cup that's half as big, probably they're not going to put the same amount of pearls in there. My prediction would be that it would be like 12. So my prediction is that the ratios, actually I'll just use ratio for small size would be equivalent. Could be wrong. Like maybe the small ones, they use more bubble or more pearls, but I'm guessing that my prediction is it's probably going to be the same ratio. Not the same numbers, okay? Like here, 8 and 24 and 4 and 12, those are different numbers, but the two ratios are equivalent, and that's my prediction.